I've already been to the UFC, so I'm gonna have to show something that, you know, why would they bring me back? Why would they give me a second chance? So I need to be undeniable. I'm grateful that I get to do this, right? Because I could be working a regular job.
I think this is what you were born and bred to do.
You're definitely a showman, and I think the fans are just really enjoying it. They want more Albert Morales.
The show is like loud, you know what I mean? It's an experience when you go to an Up Next show. It's not just a regular show. It's probably more than a UFC fight. You're just gonna go sit at your seat.
Yeah.
Up next, you're gonna go take a video with your family. You're gonna see some of the fighters in the crowd. My kids love it.
Appreciate that you could see that and you feel that, because we've put a lot into making the experience for the fighters and the fans, for sure.
I remember I was in the locker room, and then they were like, bullies in a fight or something like that, right? So I'm like running over there, and then I see you guys. I'm like, okay, there's no fight over here. And then I hear afterwards that Samurai like
Looked at me, who the fuck wants a fight? I'm like, no, let's just de-escalate this, man. We don't need a fight. He's like, okay, you handle them, I'll handle them. I'm like, all right, let's just do that.
Samurai, I do want to thank you for not kicking my ass. All right, guys. Great day. The Warriors in the house, Ryan.
The Warrior is in the house. Albert Morales, current UNF Featherweight Champ. By the way, also our first ever UNF champ. UNF family, for sure.
Dude, how crazy is that? You were our first champ, and now look at you coming back.
it makes sense. You know what I mean? I was the first, and I pride myself. I love UNF, man. You know, it was kind of sad not being there. I would still come to the shows. You know,
Yeah.
Bully still fought, and Bully had a couple fights without me on the shows, and I would be here, and I'm like, man, it sucks not being here. I like the environment. My kids love coming there. You know, so it feels good being back, and it feels right, like I said.
You know, it's crazy. Like, we did miss you, right? But it is really cool. And I think, all of us are on different journeys in our life, right? And you're on this journey, and it's kind of cool because when Ryan and I talk about you, it's kind of inspiring because you're on the road back to the big show. What do you think of that?
It's awesome. And UNF has been a big part of that because I actually started my run here, when I fought Ryan Lilly, and then I fought Terry and won the belt, losing to Javier Garcia. Losses suck, but it lit a fire under my ass that made me, come back way, way more stronger. And then when I came back to UNF, I wanted to prove you guys that I came back way better.
Well, you did. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
5-5 win streak.
Yeah.
4 finishes, and you're not just fighting. You're fighting the top guys on the regional scene right now, ex-UFC guys, whoever it is. So since you came back, there's something new to you. I feel like you've reached a new level. You've always been an amazing fighter, but there's something new about you now. Do you feel that too? Right? Like, is there just something? There's something in the air with you right now.
Yeah, I think it's just the timing. You know what I mean? Definitely, like I said, the loss or the lesson. I learned a lot. Also, there's no excuses, dude. But like fighting, I feel like especially at the highest level, everything needs to be on point. You gotta dot your T's and cross your T's and dot your I's.
Yeah.
Right. And when my coach, when I fought Javier Garcia, my coach wasn't Samurai, Brazilian Samurai.
Shout out to Brazilian Samurai too.
You already know. Samurai Squad. He wasn't there till the day of the fight. So I didn't have him my whole camp. So I was kind of winging it a little bit, kind of running in there, just going based on what I had.
So that's interesting that you say that, right? Because I really agree with Ryan, and I hope you don't take this the wrong way. I've always thought very highly of you as an athlete, and I thought you always perform. But you now look to me like a man on a mission, a guy that's extremely focused on his goals. I didn't see that in your eyes before. When you've come back, I mean, you're not here to take part, you're here to take over. I mean, I know that's Connor saying.
Yeah, that was a little crunchy, but it's true.
Yeah, I know it is Connor saying, but I mean, when I look at you and I see you, that determination, that grit, I mean, you can't deny you.
Yeah, and that's what I'm looking for. You know what I mean? Like, I've already been to the UFC, so I'm gonna have to show something that, why would they bring me back? Why would they give me a second chance? So I need to be undeniable.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm grateful for Up Next, bro, because like you said, I'm fighting high quality fighters.
Right.
Two UFC veterans.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Actually 3. Terrion, Jesse Strader, Cisco Rivera.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And you didn't just, beat that. You had great performances.
Yes.
Against them. Respect to those guys too, right? But it just shows a level of where you're at right now. I think considering this conversation, Kris, can we play the clip? We have a clip of you the road back to the big show. And this clip will show exactly why you deserve to get back there in 1 second.
Yeah.
Okay.
And still, your UNF Featherweight Champion, Albert Morales.
Albert the Belizean
That's you
Warrior
right there,
Morales
champ.
is absolutely on fire right now. Albert Morales may very well be on the road back to the big show. I say back because Morales has 6 fights in the UFC octagon. He also has 3 fights in the Bellator cage. But man, oh man, did he ever return with a vengeance and right to championship form. A huge wave of momentum with 5 consecutive victories, 4 of those by way of knockout. And what better gatekeeper to have to face to get back to the big show than an opponent with over a dozen fights in the UFC octagon? I'm talking about Francisco Cisco Rivera. Albert Morales dominated Rivera with a first-round TKO, retiring the decorated former champion. At 33 years of age, Morales is a seasoned veteran. He's seen a little bit of everything. He's not past his prime, he's in his prime. The Belizean Warrior is ready for war, back at the big show.
Pretty fire video, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Had me cheesing.
Yeah, no, awesome. Me watching it too. But listen, I think you really do deserve it. I mean, let's just talk about your last fight against Cisco, another legend, LA.
The fight that you
scene.
willed into existence, basically. You put that out there and it happened.
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely like a huge fight for Southern California MMA, huge fight for bantamweights. I feel like that was kind of like the passing of the torch a little bit. He he told me, he's like, I'm done. It's your turn, and he told me that in the cage.
Wow.
It might have been just something that he was saying at the moment, but I took that as like a passing of the torch, and it's definitely a big deal, and it was supposed to happen before, so it was good that we were able to make it happen.
Yeah, but if you know Cisco, he doesn't say those things lightly. I think he really, really meant it. You saw it in his eyes. But what made you want Cisco, right? When we were looking for your next bout, you basically called Cisco out. You wanted that fight. Why did you want Cisco?
To me, like I said, it's the passing of the torch, right? That guy's done a lot of things for our division. Like our division didn't have eyes in it at one point, and he went out there and gave it his all, man, having some of the sickest brawls. So I knew it was gonna be a tough fight. I knew he was a UFC veteran. I knew it'd be like all the right things to put me in that level to
Look, but
the
to
UFC.
face a tough guy like Cisco the way that you did, I mean, you took a huge risk, because Cisco fought Cody Gibson, who made it back to the UFC also, right? He dropped Cody, 2 or 3 times in that fight?
2 times, yeah. No, it was back and forth. I mean, the wrestling, obviously, Cody was doing good, but Cisco looked like he was edging that fight out, any second. So, yeah, no, I mean, Cisco, although, he's retired now, he was a little older, still, like you said, that was the right fight to get you up to that next level, which I think is definitely coming for you very short here, and definitely should you keep doing what you're doing. But yeah, no, that was a fight of LA legends. Like when we made that fight, I was just so excited. I was like, let's go.
Yeah, it was cool. It was cool. It was cool that Mr. Lights Out was able to make that happen for sure. Like, everybody wanted that. Like even other promotions, I got hit up from other promotions saying, "Hey man, what do you think about fighting Cisco?"
Yeah.
In the past. So it's like that's a fight that needed to happen, and UNF made it happen.
Yeah. No, I mean, shout out to George. George is just such an excuse me.
Amazing.
Amazing is the word. We call him the GOAT. Yeah. But the matches that he puts together, I mean, are second to none. I really believe that he's the best matchmaker on the West Coast.
Let's talk about George's work. So George does great work.
Yeah.
Fight before that, you fight Jesse Schrader. A younger guy, was just at the big show, very talented, trying to get back there as well. So you guys are kind of more similar where you guys were. Bro, that fight, and I think the world of Jesse. I think Jesse's a great fighter.
Yeah.
That fight, you showed up and you dominated. Like, it's just great. We keep bringing this up, but like the tear you're on right now, the guys you're fighting is like, it's kind of crazy. But what do you think about your fight with Jesse? Like,
Jesse's a dog, man.
Yeah.
I was hitting him.
Yes, you were.
Yeah. And
Yes.
he didn't give up, and till the last bell. Like even when I mounted him, he was still trying to move. I feel like I would have finished it if it would have went on a little bit longer. I would have taken him down out because I feel like that would have been that time. But he fought all the way till the end, man. Even in the beginning of the third round, he shot like 3 takedowns relentlessly, like never giving up, man. So he's a beast. He has my respect, and I grew a lot from that win as well because I knew, hey, man, I got to step it up. You know, immediately, like we went to In and Out, me and the bully, because that was that night was super special because that's when we did the
You guys
Bully and
both-
Warrior show. You know,
You guys both fought on the same card, both fought for titles, right?
That was awesome, man. That was the sickest show ever.
You know,
what I
Ryan
mean?
and I were talking about, and I'm not sure, but I think you guys, 2 championship belts, 1 gym. Has anybody done that before in UNF in the pro ranks, Ryan?
As far as pros, no.
No.
We've had once a pro in the AMI or something like that, but no.
Yeah.
You know, co-main and main.
Yeah.
Yeah. How was that? I mean, you and the bully and Samurai are just super.
I'm sure those training sessions though with Brazilian Samurai at the top of it, those were intense. Like, you know, you guys both fighting for titles. Up next, highlights of the card. I'm sure those training sessions were nuts.
Yeah, I mean, it's been for years, and the thing is that we're both getting better. The more we train, the better we get, and so those sparring rounds are getting crazier and crazier and crazier. But iron sharpens iron, you know.
Yeah.
I remember we watched and we left there like, these motherfuckers are crazy, but in a good way. But like
man.
watching you guys spar was just like, okay, no wonder why they're always ready come fight night. You
Yeah,
know?
but one thing I see similarities between you and Bully, like that focus, that determination. You know, I think there's something in the Black House water and the Samurai Squad water, right? That you guys are doing, that you guys seem so aligned. I don't know. I think it's really unique and special.
Yeah, I mean, there's always been something at the Black House Water, you know, that's been there for years. But Samurai came along, and Elon, the owner of Black House, like he kind of, because there was a moment where I didn't have a coach, and he was like, "Hey man, go work with Samurai."
Yeah.
And then I started working with him, and then we did a tryout, and Samurai saw Bully, and so he picked up Bully. And I had known Bully. I met Bully when Bully was like maybe like 14, 15
Oh, shit.
at Systems Training Center. And I was a kid, so I was like maybe like 21 or something like that, and Bully was a baby. So I was kind of the runt at Systems Training Center at that time. That's when Terrion was on, he was like 10-0 or something like that. He was on his way to the UFC. Pedro Munoz. This was before even Black House. I went to Black House. From here, I went to Black House. But I remember being cool with Anthony because he is a kid, right? Like no one's really gonna talk to the kid, and I'm like the run, right?
Yeah.
So me and him actually got cool as you know when I first started, and then fast forward years later, he comes to the tryout. We're back on. Then we click right away because we clicked back then, and then Samurai just I think that's the secret juice. You know what I mean? That guy's passion for sure.
Well, what makes Samurai so special?
His passion.
He definitely is passionate, bro. Because when he's coaching at that cage door at the side of the cage, bro, he's just like
nuts,
a
man.
caged animal, bro.
Yeah. It's hard for him to like if he could do more, he'd do more.
He'd
you
be
know?
he'd be in that cage with
He'd
you.
jump in there for
I
sure.
love him at the
That
way.
doesn't no listen.
I love him out the way.
I believe-
When he's talking to you and Anthony, just what's he always
He
say?
always sorry, go
I
ahead.
know I can't remember what he always says, but you know it's in his accent. But it's like it gets me a little fired up because you love seeing coaches like. So I think in MMA, right, everyone needs a great support system.
Yeah.
It is only you that gets in that cage, but the lead up, everything, like everyone needs to know someone has their back and they're going to war with them. I don't think you got to second guess Brazilian Samurai one doubt.
No, Brazilian Samurai almost beat us up one night.
Yeah,
before
that's
we got
actually a
into
funny
the career.
story.
Like, no, I mean,
really
no,
funny
he was
story.
ready to go with us, you know,
Well,
and,
yeah,
and
I'll-
thank God he didn't because, you know, I'd probably still
Yeah,
be.
he looked at me. He said,
Because-
"If you guys want to fight," I'm like, "No, not me. I don't want to fight you." No, but then getting to know him a little more.
But you know,
makes
man,
sense.
like that night, I'll be honest, I was pissed off. I was very upset that night, but I kind of reflected back, and it was like actually really cool to see the love and the passion he had for you, Bully, and his fans. Pretty fucking cool. I'm glad he didn't beat me up,
Me too.
but it was no, but
that would have sucked.
no, it really would have sucked.
I remember it because like I was in the locker room, and then they were like, Bully's in a fight or something like that, right? So I'm like running over there, and then I see you guys. I'm like, okay, there's no fight over here. And then I hear afterwards that Samurai like flipped out on you
Yeah.
guys or something like
Look,
that.
it
I'm
was
like,
all good. I mean, I think just one of Bully's fans was just going, and I'm really cool with this guy now, but the
Yeah.
night of, he just was just being a little too crazy, you know, wouldn't kind of calm down, causing some issues. And then so after the fight was over, you know, we saw each other at the medical tent, and there was just some chirping going back and forth. I mean,
Yeah.
a little immaturity on everybody's part, to be honest with you. But at the end of the day, as I could sit here today, I kind of reflect and like, fuck yeah, that's pretty cool that, you know, the fans are so passionate, You know what I mean? And Ryan's had to remind me, like, it's the fight game, man. There's a lot of passion going on here.
Yeah, no, and things are gonna happen, right? It is
Yeah.
a fight game. It's not your regular business,
No, but Samurai, I do want to thank you for not kicking my ass.
Yeah, mine too. Actually, me and him were the ones that kind of squashed it. So he ran out of the medical tent, looked at me, who the fuck wants a fight? I'm like, no, let's just de-escalate this, man. We don't need a fight. He's like, okay, you handle them, I'll handle them. I'm like, all right, let's just do that.
That's funny.
No, but it's cool because that was the first interaction I got with him, and now getting to know him more and seeing how close you guys all were. It's like that passion and drive, I think, is a component to your guys' success and what's going on.
But
you
he's
know what I
like
mean?
Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, right? In one way, like he could be the nicest guy, but when it's time to turn it on, bro, he's no nonsense. Like from the weigh-ins till the fight is over, that dude is dialed in and he's ready to kill.
No, bro, when practice starts.
Yeah.
And honestly, like, it's funny because like outside of practice, he's chill. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He does his thing. We all hang out. We meet up in the office all the time, and we have good vibes. But when it's time to work, it's time to work. It's no nonsense. It's like even a minute late, he's just like his whole attitude changes. You know what I mean? Like, you're late. Like, don't talk to me.
Sounds similar to someone I know.
Yeah.
No, I'm the same way,
Yeah.
right? And at the end of the day, I think for me, it's not a control thing. For me, it's like, be respectful, be on time, create good habits. Because then when you go to war, you go to battle, whether it's in business or in the cage, you're going to be freaking ready because you've prepared and you're dialed in.
Yeah.
So we got to teach this guy some of that.
Well, he's killing it. He's killing it with the.
You really think
Rising
he's
Star.
killing it?
The Rising Stars are dope. I've always said they're my favorite. They're my favorite part of the show.
Yeah.
Always said that. They are.
Appreciate that, Albert.
Yeah.
No, the Rising Stars really have been killing it.
Listen, I think the LA scene is just such a hot scene for up and coming great athletes. I do believe, honestly, if I have to be honest, you are doing a good job doing the matchmaking.
I'm doing a good job. Appreciate
You're
that.
doing a great job.
Oh, thanks.
Okay, Daddy love me. I love you, son.
See this guy?
No, listen. I mean, I think one thing about Ryan, he has a passion for putting these fights together, and even at his young age of 27 years old, he can't be manipulated by coaches or people looking, for favorable matchups. He really is focusing on putting on the best fair matchups as possible. So,
Yeah, I mean, that's what the UNF fans deserve, and the fighters deserve too, right? Like, I mean, you've been a part of this game for a while now, and you're at your prime now, but I don't think it does the amateurs any well really going 5-0, but fighting guys that they're just know they're going to win, right? They're not battle tested.
100%.
So when they do go pro and they get battle tested and they do take an L or whatever that looks like, I just don't think I'm doing a service to the fighters because they want to just build a 5-0 record and fight whoever they want. So
yeah, but I'm sure, Albert, over your years, you've seen guys kind of come and go. But what separates, athletes from each other? The guys that have the potential to make it. What's that secret sauce that you see in people? Like the bully has it, right?
Yeah. Bully's insane.
Probably.
Like bully's like I would say like bully can do a lot of things. Like bully's gonna be like a crazy champion in the UFC.
Yeah.
He's gonna create some like memorable moments, memorable knockouts. I am too, but I feel like I'm more of like I'm gonna fuck you up kind of person, right? he's gonna fuck you up, but he's also like really finesse. Like he'll like do things where you barely miss, and he looks like
yeah.
I like.
What was the fight? What was the fight the bully had? He's like doing this.
Ricardo,
yeah, like stuff like that.
God.
You know what I mean?
Like the Matrix.
Oh, bro, and honestly, like he has so much more. Like when he's in the gym and he throws spinning kicks and all kind of stuff like that. Samurai doesn't like it. Right, Samurai has a specific game plan when we have a fight, but you'll see it, man. He lets it go. Sometimes he kind of goes on autopilot sometimes and lets it fly.
Listen, I don't think you're gonna find a bigger fan of the bully than me. No, I mean the guy is so.
Yeah, but you're just the biggest fan of everyone. You got to choose a fighter.
Listen,
man.
I am a fan of a lot of the athletes because they deserve that. I'm not just giving
you're
my.
politically correct right now. You're just the biggest fan of everyone.
Listen,
but to be honest,
they have the courage to do things your pussy ass won't do. They get in that cage, they risk it all, they dare to be great. And so I am a fan of people that will risk it all. I mean, if you're at the casino, 2,000 people watching you, that's kind of scary stuff.
Oh no, you guys are all built different. I have the most respect for all fighters, but you keep saying favorite, and is every fighter that gets in the cage your favorite? Because that's what you're going at. I'm just kidding, but we always talk.
Should he be like writing me like that over that? I mean, is it bad that I have a lot of favorites? Is that bad, or do I have to have just one favorite?
That's kind of hard.
Well, okay, who's your favorite, me or Ryan? Like, you're not going to pick one of them.
Yeah, you will.
You would?
Favorite
Pick me.
Favorite family's the Buckners.
There you go. I'm just messing with him. But honestly, the bully, he has to be probably one of the biggest fan favorite fighters on the card.
For sure.
On the roster, especially even like you guys go out there and it's every time just fireworks. Bully, you just know like there's like some explosive moment coming like at any time.
Yeah.
Like when you fought Velodia, how was you guys' camp for that one? Because I mean, not that anyone doubted the Bully, but you know he's fighting a highly decorated wrestler, right?
Yeah.
And like Bully just becoming a pro, maybe 3 fights in, fighting that kind of guy. Was the camp for that one any more intense or anything because of the guy he was fighting or no?
Yeah, hell yeah. Every camp gets worse. That camp I think was when we added the sand hills. Right, was when
you guys run those dunes.
Yeah,
right?
we started doing the sand dunes was when Velodian when Bully fought Velodian. So that camp was crazy. A lot of wrestling, a lot of uppercuts and knees to my face because I didn't fight on. Yeah, I didn't fight on that card, right? But Bully was getting ready, so I was helping him get ready, right? So I was Velodian. I was shooting. And in my mind, I'm like, I'm a better wrestler than Velodian. So like that's the way I'm thinking. Right? I don't know on paperwork. I don't know. I've never wrestled. Actually, I have trained with him, but I'm like, I'm a better wrestler, right? And so I'm just going, sacrificing myself. Bully's catching it. And for it to end that fast, you know what I mean? With zero wrestling.
All those elbows and all those knees to the face.
Yeah. But it was worth it. It was worth it. It was very intense, to answer your question. It was very intense. Every camp always gets worse. Everything he adds more.
Yeah, but I think, that was a dangerous fight for him in a way, right?
Yeah,
Because the
big
Bully's
time.
known as a striker and Velodia's wrestling is off the hook. And I also think the Cisco fight was a dangerous fight. Cisco's got that one punch knockout power and you took that, you wanted that. And I think, that was part of your journey back, right?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, big. What we say is Samurai Squad, go big or go huge.
Yeah.
That's it.
No other option.
No other option.
Yeah.
All right. Well, speaking of that, so who's next on the hit list for you if you had a perfect world?
Ooh, perfect world. Perfect world. I mean, perfect world, I'd be in the UFC.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Fighting either Marab or Umar because one of them fell out. That would be nice.
Ooh,
Right? Have a
put
Joe,
that out there.
yeah, have a
Put
Joe
up some
Soto
names.
moment, but I'm gonna win instead.
Nice.
But other than that, Javier Garcia.
Yeah.
Let's run it back. Let's see who's really the king of UNF. Like you like walking around and claiming.
He does walk around with the belt a lot.
Yeah, he walks around with his belts. Respect for him though. Honestly, respect to you, Javier Garcia.
Yeah.
The mariachi. He's out there winning. You know what I mean? And you can't deny greatness when he's going out there doing it. But I just think I'm better, or I just know I'm better. And I'm not gonna hold you down. I'm gonna come and knock you out.
Yeah. I think Javi does a good job, working and building his brand, right? And I think that's why at your last fight, he's kind of standing there sort of trolling you like, okay, let's
He
do it.
cracks me up.
And
man.
dude, I'm always cracking up at Javi.
I have no bad feelings toward
Yeah.
him. I
Right.
respect him. Like even on social media, we like shoot shots at each other,
Yeah.
like a little bit here or there. He's always, but I have nothing but respect for him. He got me that night, but I'm coming back for him, and I want that belt. And then from there, it's like, hey, no denying, I'm up next, king. Let's go.
Yeah. Yeah. Who else would there be to fight after that?
Bully, me and Bully.
Yo, hold on. I think we'd sell a lot of pay-per-views for that one, though.
Oh, dude, that would be a record-breaking
And
event.
anyways, they do it like every Friday. Or,
Yeah, go to Black House.
yeah, like they do
go
it,
to
like,
Black
they do
House
it all the
Monday.
time anyways.
Monday, Wednesday, Friday. We'll take payments for sure.
It's really true, man. When we were watching you guys spar when we came down there, bro, it was painful. You guys really go to war.
Yeah. That started. I took a short notice fight against Patchy Mixon at Bellator, like 2-week notice fight. And I remember we had to spar like 3 times. And this was before we started sparring as much, right? So we weren't as crazy as we are now. But I remember being like exhausted, right? And then we sparred, and Samurai told all the guys before, but he looked at specifically Bully, and he was like, hey, if you love him, you go knock him the fuck out, right? He's like, if you love him, go knock him out right now. He needs it. And then Bully was like, and he went and tried to knock me out. You know what I mean? All of the guys did, and it was just like, it sounds kind of messed up, right? But at the same time, I understood what they meant, what he meant.
No,
you know,
totally
like,
get it.
if you love him, try to kill him. You know what I mean? It's my job to figure it out,
Yeah.
And it was a tough sparring, but I knew I grew a lot from that too.
I think he also knew, right? You probably have your toughest test ahead of you, right? And you got to go through the trend, get through the fire to go be successful in that. And that's what it's all about. So honestly, I love the Brazilian Samurai.
Listen, I love Samurai, man. So our next card, I think, is March 8th. Is that something that you want to get on the card March 8th?
Yeah, for sure, 100%.
Nice.
You know, I've been talking to Mr. Lights Out a little bit.
No, I hear there's some things brewing behind the scenes. To be
Yeah.
honest with you, you may get what you want.
Yeah.
But I know that there's some magic happening behind the scenes. So talking about Brazil and Samurai, he's living in Hawaii, right? So he'll fly in, do your camps. How does that whole thing work?
Yeah, usually he flies in. We have a sponsor. Shout out to Athletic CBD. They've been sponsoring the Samurai Squad, but even individually, myself, Bully, and Samurai,
That's awesome.
for a long time. And so they sponsor him. He comes out here. He lives with me. So, you know, dealing with his personality is fun. You know how we were talking about, like, sometimes he comes in and no talk, it's just straight to practice.
Yeah.
Sometimes I come home and he's just not talking to me, right?
Really?
Yeah, for sure. But I know how to live with him. I'll just do my program and he's just sit there and do his thing. But it's fun, man. But he's intense, like 24/7, you know. This camp, though, was actually something real cool and real special because I flew to Hawaii for this one, right? So I got to feel what he feels like. And it's intense. You know, Samurai doesn't have kids, but he has 2 dogs that he loves.
Yeah.
He has a wife, and he comes and he sometimes spends like 2 to 3 months, right?
Wow.
I spent 2.5, almost 3 weeks, and I was like, I missed my daughters like crazy. I
You
thought
FaceTiming him all the time
all
and
the
just
time,
messing up?
whenever I could. And then the thing is, we had a 3-hour difference, so I had to kind of find that timing. But I was thinking about like my mom and all these things that could happen, right? And I was like, dude, just chill. You're in Hawaii or whatever, right? But imagine what this guy does for 3 months, like
Right.
thinking about. And he has gone through some like tough times, not being away from his family in Brazil.
Yeah.
So I got to feel what he feels like, which made my which made me like focus that much more in training, which made me fight that much harder, you know, and which makes me go way more harder from now on, you know. So it's dope, man.
Do you feel when you get in that cage that because he sacrifices so much for you that you have to put on your best performance in there also for him?
Yeah, big time, big time.
Because it seems like when you guys win, you win as a team.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? That's one thing that I noticed. It's not an individual win. It seems like the Samurai Squad is winning.
yeah,
You know?
it's definitely that.
Yeah.
No, definitely. So we've been talking about everything, you know, all the success you've been having, how training's going, but kind of want to go back a little bit and, you know, how'd you get to this point? You know, how'd you get to MMA? What did the beginning of the journey look like for you?
Shoot. You know what, dude? Honestly, like the beginning of the journey was actually pretty cool. I mean, not the very big, like when I decided I was incarcerated, I was in jail, playing.
LA County Jail?
Yes, I was at Supermax Wayside in
Yeah.
by,
Not a nice place.
yeah. I mean, you know, if you're not trying to be a badass and you just kind of do your thing, it's okay.
Got
You
it.
know what I mean? It's the guys that like try to prove something that they're not. You know what I mean? That's what it is, because you're really not that, but
Yeah.
you're trying,
Yeah.
and then you get yourself in a rut.
Yeah.
So that's really what it was, because I'm not here to talk about that, but I was in jail, right? And we were playing cards, and the UFC, the Ultimate Fighter came on TV, and usually they cut it off. But for some reason, I guess the guard must have been watching it, kept it on, right? And I was playing my cards, and I was like, hey, man, when I was a kid, my dad showed me that, and my stepdad showed me, and I was like, I think I could do that, right? And the guys, they were playing, and they're like, shut up, fool, play your hand, right? And I was like, watch, when I get out, I'm going to do that, right? And at the time, my girlfriend, or my ex, was pregnant with my kid, and my eldest. And so I was like, man, I want to be there for my kid. My dad wasn't, my biological father wasn't there for me. I want to be there for mine.
Yeah.
So I was like, that's what I'm going to do. That was it, right? And I got released 2012 May, right? Like a couple of days before my birthday. I bought my first beer legally, and then I signed up at a Elite Training Center in Redondo Beach.
Oh yeah.
And that's all she wrote. I was an amateur I trained for a year. I went amateur for a year. I went pro. And then my second year, I made it to the UFC.
That's fucking
Wow.
nice. Bro, that's really
Yeah.
a story. Like, to put it in perspective, you know what I mean? Like, you know, probably not in the best situation, not in the best place. TV's playing, UFC fight comes on. You get out soon, and you made it a goal that you're gonna get to that place. And most people will take a little longer time, 2 years.
Yeah, well, I think it was like from beginning to start about 3 to 4 years.
Yeah,
like
but
my
still.
beginning of my 4th year, I was in the UFC.
Man, that's
Yeah.
inspiring. Honestly, very inspiring.
It definitely like it's inspiring to myself, right? Because like it inspires me because I realize that like anything that you set your mind to, it's possible.
Right.
You don't even have to like realize that it's possible because I didn't think it was possible. Even the day that I got signed, I didn't think I was gonna get signed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There was 3 knockouts that night, good ones,
No, but I saw yours was sick. Bro.
but Dana chose mine.
yeah.
Right? I was 5-0, only training 3 years. You know what I mean? Like, was I ready? Probably not, but I don't think it was the wrong timing. I was able to, because it showed me that. It showed me it was possible. So it's
Right.
like now, like, I don't want to, like you said, like, it's funny that you said that I'm not here to take part, I'm here to take over. I wrote that a bunch of times in one of my books because I'm in the UFC, I'm there to take over.
Nice.
I'm not coming to be in the UFC. Like, everybody thinks like that's my goal. It's not my goal. That's gonna happen. I want the UFC belt, you know?
Right.
That's it. You know, and then I can retire and be like, I did what I was supposed to do with this career, and then move on to whatever I got to do afterwards.
That's so amazing.
Appreciate
That's so
it.
awesome, man.
I think that's an inspiration for a lot of people too, right? Like, I mean, anything's possible. Hard work, and no matter the situation you're in, you know, there is that silver lining as long as you put the work in and you fucking believe in it and you get to it.
Did you have obviously your biological dad wasn't around, right? But did you have sort of a tough life being brought up? Was it easy for you?
And I grew up in the San Fernando Valley, right? I grew up in Reseda.
Reseda, baby.
Yeah,
Right
Reseda.
down the
Shout out
street.
Reseda.
Big bad Reseda, right? But to be honest with you, I feel like I mean, shoot, I live in the United States, man. Like,
Yeah.
there's like way worse places that we can grow up in, you know? So I don't think I mean, and my mom was a hardworking woman, dude. Like, she was single for a good part of my life, but
Yeah.
then she met my stepdad, and he's the guy who introduced me to MMA in the first place, and he was a part of my life. But I think like I was kind of a rebel,
Yeah.
like with my dad not being there. So I started kind of like running around and started getting influenced by like older homies and stuff like that. And then I kind of wanted to be like the big bad guy, like, or not the big bad guy, but like the cool guy,
Yeah.
right? And the guy
Yeah.
who does all the bad stuff because he's cool or whatever.
Yep.
But I didn't live like, it wasn't like I made it rougher than it would have.
You know, some people probably would say it's rough, though. I think it's just really sort of your outlook. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The way that you are looking at everything in a very positive sort of light, right? I think what's important, a lot of people like in their lives, especially young athletes, face all these hurdles and all these challenges. And I think the best way to look at it is like, it's not that bad. It could be worse. I need to keep going after my dreams.
Yeah, it's character building, you know.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy because like a lot of my life experience, even from a kid, has helped me now. You know, I think about it now, like all these bad things that happen, kind of like, oh shit, I'm not gonna do that again.
Do you reflect back now? Because now you have 2 daughters.
Oh, yeah.
You're a dad. Now do you reflect back, like look at things differently as a parent than you did before?
Yeah, especially having 2 girls,
Yeah.
right? It has me moving different as an adult, as a guy right now, like as a man, because I don't want karma to come bite me in my butt, you know.
This is true. Well,
There you go.
we're fortunate your daughters are here too. They're beautiful. They're such good girls. I mean, and I think that there's something special. You know, my daughter and I are super tight. You know what I mean? There's something special. There's a great bond between a father and a daughter, man. That's just special and unique. I mean, I'm cool with him too, but I'm definitely much closer and like my daughter a lot more.
Well, I don't have kids yet, but I can only imagine when I do have a daughter, I'm gonna be a psycho. Just, you know, I'm hawk on her.
So
Better be careful.
let's stay on this daughter topic a little bit. Are you giving, I mean, I know your oldest daughter is now 13, right? Are you giving her like life advice now? And are you preparing for her to grow up a little bit? And you worried about that kind of stuff?
You know, I'm not worried about like. No, like, yes, I am giving her life advice for sure, but I've been on it. I've been on it.
She
Yeah.
just turned 13 now.
Dude, my
Come
daughter
on.
didn't, my
It's been a
daughter didn't
lifetime
listen to
thing.
anything I told her. My daughter did not
Yeah,
listen to
shout
a
out to
thing.
Miriam, but yeah, she probably didn't listen to you too much.
No, she didn't.
I drown them in
Yeah.
stuff. You know what I mean? I drown them in stuff like because I'm listening to it too, right? So I listen to audiobooks when I'm driving.
Yeah.
Sometimes I listen to video like motivational speech on YouTube. I had a moment where I was doing that, so they hear a lot of that stuff, and that's kind of all I think about too. You know what I mean? So that's all they hear about. Funny story, right? 'Cause, when I pick up my daughter from school, like when I didn't have a car, I'd walk all the way up to the front, make sure that all her friends see me, like, you know what I mean? Like, that's her dad, you know what I
And
mean?
he's an MMA fighter.
Yeah, exactly.
Stay away.
Oh, they
Yeah.
know that,
Yeah.
and it's funny because from that, the teacher noticed me, and I started like, it's funny because some of the teachers train, long story short, right? one of the guys, one of the counselors there is one of the students at Black House cousin, right? So we started talking, right? Turns out that this guy patrols where my daughter hangs out. Okay. So my daughter's hanging out with her friend, right? And her friend's like she's cool. She's like a cool little girl. Like she's like a little like firecracker kind of. And there's a fight that breaks out, right? And the little girl's like, Alessa's my daughter. There's a fight. Let's go. Right? And Alessa's like, nah, I'm good.
Smart.
Right? And then the girl's like, I'm out. I'm gonna go, right? So she dips, goes to the fight. And the guy, and this is the story that he's telling me. He's like, and then I asked your daughter, I'm like, how come you didn't go watch the fight? It's none of my business.
I love that.
You know what I mean? And it's something that I told her, it's like, it's none of that stuff, you know, you focus on yourself.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, your friends want to go there, go do your thing. She likes to read, thank God. So she goes and hang out at the library. You know, I wouldn't do that, but she does that. You know, that's cool. Like, both my kids are awesome, man. They make me happy for sure.
That's crazy at a young age. Like, you know, to mind your own business. You don't got to do other things that people think are cool and go be a part of that crowd. You stick to what makes you happy and be your own person. At 13 years old, that's amazing, to be honest.
No, it's super smart. Mind your own business. Don't get caught up in the drama, because my daughter would have been running to that fight, probably putting
I would have been there.
Probably putting the boot to that person too.
I would have been there. I would have been, shit.
No, I mean, dude, my daughter, listen, I always say this. Don't let my daughter's good looks and she's a mom now, right? I've got 2 granddaughters now, so she's calmed down. But dude, my daughter was psycho, bro. If you knew, one day we're going to tell these stories, right? Maybe if you start a podcast, we'll be your guests. And we'll give you these stories. But no, my daughter was a straight psycho.
No
way. I wonder where she gets it from.
No, listen, our family, like outside appearances, we seem like we have it all together, bro. But we're jacked up, man. We just, you know, it's definitely, the Buckner family is definitely an interesting family.
You guys are composed.
Yeah, you think
I
so?
Swear to, I'm
we put on good.
I can't tell.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like you guys, hey, bro, you guys don't look like you guys have aged since you started. You know what I mean? You guys look good. I mean, it's not too long ago, but this shit is stressful, man. A lot of people don't understand how honestly, stressful this is, dude.
Behind the scenes, running MMA promotion and doing everything that we do is like, it's great though, because no one gets to see it. They see the events, and luckily we've been putting on kick-ass events with people like you, main eventing, Romero. But yeah, behind the scenes, this shit's actually very stressful.
Yeah, dude. Just dealing with fighters alone, like me as a teammate, like is annoying, bro. And like I don't have to deal with them at all.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah.
Like it's like, these fools don't come to practice. Like, okay, I don't care, right? I used to be like, why aren't you at practice? But now, like, dude, if you don't care, then how am I gonna care? You know what I mean? Like, that's it. Like.
Well, I think it's kind of, take it back to your daughter, right? Like, you know, your daughter cares enough about, you know, her future, who she is and what she is, that she doesn't make those poor choices, right? Like these other guys not showing up to practice. I think what's kind of cool about being a parent too is like, you definitely want your kids to be better than what you are, right?
Yeah.
And accomplish a lot more. So what is it that you want to see your daughters accomplish?
Everything they want, you know. Right now, my the eldest, like, she's the one that knows what she wants. Youngest is still kind of figuring it out, right? She does jujitsu. She wants to do gymnastics.
Yeah.
She plays around. But the eldest one, she wants to be a professional tennis player.
Nice. She can make some big money there.
Yeah, for sure. And that's I think they're the one sport where women and men can get paid the same amount of money. Yeah. So it's pretty cool. And she's really good. And the cool thing is she's like she's like the 3rd generation tennis player. Like her mom played, her grandma and grandpa played.
Nice.
Right? And she's been playing since she was like 5? Yeah.
Wow. That's awesome. You got to hit UNF up for a sponsorship, I think, for her.
Oh.
I think it'd be pretty cool. Maybe we can get a little UNF logo.
Yeah,
or
next time she
Fight
has
Family
next time
Podcast
she has
logo
a match or
on
something. We want the tennis outfit with the UNF logo on it.
That'd be sick.
Oh, definitely. We'll take care of it for sure.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah, man. Going back to like running an MMA promotion, because I run, I have my regular business, right? And then when we got into this just 2.5 years ago, bro, I thought it was going to be turnkey and just super easy. And, I've really learned the hard way. Just like, it's a really tough business to be in. So many moving parts. I think there's so many moving parts if you want to do it right. Like, because I think we're very focused on building a platform that is a fighter's first platform.
Yeah. And it is growing that. It's becoming that, you know what I mean? It should be, if you see like other promotions, they don't last long. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of promotions come and go. even major promotions, right? I was just talking to, I think it was Elon, the owner of Black House, right, about how like Bellator, right? We thought Bellator was going to be like the second rival to the UFC,
Yeah.
and now they're not. They're pretty much extinct. Like PFL is just kind of holding them up. And before PFL, it was World Series of Fighting,
Yeah.
right? So it's like the UFC is the only thing that's kind of been there. You know what I mean? And then everybody else kind of rides their wave till they fall off.
Yeah.
Right.
Whereas you guys, one, you guys do pro-am, right? And then second, you guys are doing stuff like this,
Yeah.
right? There's no other promotions doing stuff like this. So like that's how like you guys will stay around a long time. And like I said, it's gonna like inspire guys to be here. Like the rising stars, they want to fight on the pro card.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Oh yes, they do. They don't like the all Emmy cards. I'll tell you that
Yeah.
much.
Look at Edgar, right? Edgar was live a couple of days ago. Like he wants the belt. Like that fool's hungry. Like he knows that belt means like he's the best guy in California, whether he's ranked or not. Like if you got the up next belt, you're the best guy.
Yeah.
You feel me? I'm the number one dude. You know what I mean? I have the up next belt. You feel me? Like if anybody thinks that they're number one, let's fight. You know, if Javier doesn't want to
love that.
fight. So it's like, yeah, man, UNF is the best, bro. And everybody knows that, you know, especially Southern California. You know what I mean? If we run this, we run everything.
Yeah, I think for us, like that next chapter this year, right, is just even expanding the platform even more. You know, there's some talk that we're gonna be doing something in Vegas. You know, we're gonna be doing some amazing.
I'm down
stuff
for
this-
Vegas.
Well,
We should
I
go
know
to Vegas.
you're down for Vegas because you want to sit there and you want to gamble and waste money.
No, not that
But
much.
why
money.
do you think the UFC is so special and the UFC has had such staying power? Like, I'm a big fan of Dana White's, to be honest with you. Just the way that he has built that thing, the way that he runs it, and his attention to detail, man.
Yeah, he's a monster.
Yeah.
I think he's definitely a big part. You know, he's willing to take the risk and push the envelope. I was actually just listening to a podcast with Demetrius Johnson and Rich Franklin, and they were talking about like, I don't know, man. I don't know why, but there was these moments. It's you know what it is. It's about the marketing though.
Yeah.
It's definitely marketing. But there was moments in the UFC where it was about to die, and then there was these stars that came around like Chuck Liddell, Randy Couture. Rich Franklin was talking about like the UFC needed that Rich Franklin guy because Rich Franklin was kind of like a clean cut guy.
Right.
Because UFC was looked at as like human cockfighting. So
Yeah.
like people didn't like it. So they needed, so it's definitely like, I don't know what it was. It was probably their marketing, but also like timing, everything. I have no idea, but marketing is something for sure.
But I think too, like for us, I think we've done a pretty good job the 2.5 years we've been doing it. But I equate a lot of our success, you know, to the athletes we get to work with. You know, guys like you, guys like the Bully, guys that, you know, put it all on the line and you know, really make a statement that make us relevant in the fight game.
Oh yeah, 100%. I mean, the athletes, we can't do any of this without the athletes, especially having top caliber guys.
Yeah.
You know, like my dad said, you, the Bully, and I really think Southern California, we do have some of the better names fighting on up next cards, and you guys show out every time. And I think, you know, we also believe that, you know, when we have guys like you fight for us, you guys deserve the best that we could provide at this moment. Yeah, we're gonna grow, but you know where we're at right now, we try to do our best, everything on the back end that we can to provide for you guys and give you guys a great platform. So I think when you have the great fighters like yourself and all the other guys we work with, and then we're trying to put that same effort that you guys are kind of giving us, we get this like beautiful little mesh. and
Yeah.
it develops this great product.
So too, it's just like from the first show to this last show, how different are the events?
Way different. I mean, you know, there's still the foundation, right? Which is
Yeah.
dope because that's what you guys are, right? It's the Bucks and Mr. Lights Out, right? It's you guys and the way you with Christina and Hector and all the staff, right? It's you guys. You guys are the core, right? So that's still the same, right? But the show is like loud, you know what I
Dude,
mean? It's an
yeah.
experience when you go to an Up Next show. It's not just a regular show.
Yeah.
Right. And everybody who's gone there has said that, you know, I fought at other promotions since I came to Up Next and they're like, okay, that was cool. Right. But then Up Next is an experience. You know what I mean? It's like, it's cool. It's probably more than a UFC fight, right? A UFC fight, you're just going to go sit at your seat.
Yeah.
Up Next, you're going to go take a video with your family. You know what I mean? You're going to see some of the fighters in the crowd. You're going to see all, it's different, you know? My kids love it.
Yeah.
Once my kids found out I was going back to Up Next, they were like, hype.
Yeah.
Well, I was
love
hyped too,
that.
so I agree with your kids. But that's actually one thing I think more of him, but like we were preaching, like we don't want to just be we're building a brand. we're not just putting on shows. We want these fans to get an experience. And even our crowd is a little different than other regional crowds. Like, some people will go there before they're about to go to a nightclub. Like, it's a vibe. Like we tried creating that. So I appreciate that you could see that and you feel that, because we've put a lot into making the experience for the fighters and the fans, for sure.
Yeah, I think part of it too is you got to look at the scene, and you don't want to just be like everybody else. I mean, just like you as an athlete, you want to be like the next guy. You want to be something special. I think it's the same thing for us.
Yeah, that's what.
So I have a question. So, what was your toughest fight? Who was your toughest opponent?
Toughest fight? Okay. Toughest fight was probably, all right, toughest opponent would probably be Thomas Almeida when I was in the UFC, right? I think the level of experience that he had compared to my experience, the moment, he was way more like ready for that opportunity than I was. Toughest fight was my first fight out the UFC, right? I got released, right? And in my mind, because I got signed to the UFC, I was 5-0. When I got out the UFC, I was like 5-5 or some shit like that. Like, I won one fight in the UFC, I got one draw, and then I had like 4 or 5 losses. Dude, yeah. Once I started losing like that, I was so like disgusted with my record. I still don't know what my record is. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not worried about that. I'm just worried about what's next.
Well, you've been winning a lot lately, just to let you know.
Right? So it was my first fight out the UFC, and I knew I was gonna get released, right? And so I was like, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go out there and I'm gonna smoke everybody, right? I'm gonna smoke everybody. None of these fools stand a chance. I've already been to the UFC.
Right.
These guys aren't on my level, right? So I go and I do what I think is training, right? I'm training, right? But I'm not really. I'm kind of still doing my own thing.
Yeah.
I'm telling myself I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna go here. Right? When Samurai, even though he's in Hawaii, we have a schedule.
Yeah.
Like, we have a schedule. We have where we're supposed to be every day. And he checks in with us every day right now. Right? Back then, I didn't have that, right? But I thought I was ready. And like I said, I thought I was going to smash everybody. So it's my first fight out the UFC. And the dude takes me down. And I wasn't working any jiu-jitsu. It's funny. The guy takes me down and I'm fighting. Like, he ends up like, have you ever seen the Dagestani handcuff?
Yes.
Yeah. Where they trap your arm on the back, right? So he kept getting me in there. And I didn't know how to escape. Right. But he kept me there and he just kept punching me like the whole fight. Right. And I was in my mind, like, I'm like dodging some, getting hit by some. Luckily, the referee doesn't stop it, but I can't really escape.
Yeah.
But like, he pretty much does that like 3 rounds, like 1 round, 2 round, 3 round. And all I'm thinking is like, I'm going to escape out here. I'm going to fuck you up. Like, that's what I'm thinking. But I didn't have an escape.
Right.
But like that was probably my toughest fight, because like when I did get out sometimes, or they stood us back up because the round ended, then my arm was like exhausted, dead. So that was probably my toughest fight, having to weather that and not have an answer. And then afterwards, right? Because beforehand, while I was cutting weight, I decided I was gonna propose to my girlfriend.
Oh.
Right?
Yeah.
So I lost.
Oh.
But I bought the ring already.
What are you gonna do?
What do? You bought the ring and you lost. What do?
You follow through.
Yeah, of course.
You follow through, right? And I followed through. I didn't get married.
Maybe that's not a bad thing, bro. I've been married 33 years now.
Stop talking
not
shit.
An easy,
Stop talking
not
shit about my mom.
Thing, bro. Not an
Stop
easy
talking shit about my mom, man. Cool.
No, I'm still cool with her. Like with her, and we raised 2 awesome daughters together, and she's a good girl. But yeah, I followed through and I still proposed right there after I lost, all lumped up, and I still won the crowd over, so it was cool. But but I still want to. On that note, that was at the Forum. I want to fight at the Forum again one day. Run that back.
Well, the UFC has a card coming up in January, and I know that you're really trying to put it out there that you're ready for that short notice call.
Yeah.
Right. You're ready to go. Like we were talking about you on a past podcast, and John King was on with us as a guest. He said, hey, he'd like Albert to get that full camp, this and that, and I think Reiner just like, Albert's ready. He's in training. He's ready to get that call.
Full camp would be great. Fucking 1 week call. I know you're gonna be ready training with Brazilian Samurai just the way you are right now. I think you know, like you said, you want to be a world champ there. I think you just need to get your foot back in the door there and you're going to make some waves, regardless how it comes. And I know you deserve it, and I want to see you get it. So, you know,
What a,
January, LA, short notice, whatever. Get this man on the card.
yeah,
That's it.
no, I'm all about it. But how cool of a story would that be?
Be
If you
amazing.
think about your journey, like how you started, what you've gone through, man, yeah.
It'd be cool. It'd be you know, and but like I said, it would be a cool chapter.
Yep.
Because it's not over. I want the belt, man. Like
Yeah.
I wake up in the morning and I have like these pictures.
You have a
all-
vision board everywhere.
Not
Visual-
vision board. I'm not
okay.
that crazy. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, but I respect it because it's real, bro.
Yeah.
Because like even like shout out to Up Next, right? You fight with the best, you get a Tesla, right? So I won my last fight, right? And
Yeah.
and you know, Up Next is the best. You know what I'm talking about, right? So I got a car, right? In last year I had a bucket, and the year before that I was on a bus, right? It's like I'm where was I going with that, man? Tesla. What were we saying?
I don't know.
We're talking
Where
about
were we?
vision. We got
Vision
the
Vision
board.
board, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
because you had the pictures up
UFC.
everywhere and how you
Yeah,
got your Tesla
right?
because you got your win.
I put that at the beginning of the year. I put that in December,
Yeah.
right before the beginning of the year. I put UFC June, right, because that's what I was thinking, 2024, and then I put that Tesla, had the numbers, right, and I had that up there, and all I wake up and I see is the UFC belt. That's all
love
I
it.
see, right? But that Tesla's under there, right? That black Tesla's under there, but I didn't even think about it, right? I'm just
Yeah.
like. UFC belt. But then that Tesla came fucking true. like, you know
I
what
know.
I mean?
I'm all
Like,
about
yeah.
manifesting, honestly, because I remember the first time that I watched The Secret, and they tell you to kind of write down the things that you want to achieve and get that year, and I did that. A year later, I opened it up, and I had achieved all those things, right? So I'm a firm believer in that. But one thing I think about your story, it's really really unique, if you ask me, because you talk about being on a bus. You would take a bus to go to training. You take a bus to pick up your kids. Like, how many people would do that? I mean, what an example you're setting for your kids too. I mean, if you really think about that, so many people would be like, fuck it, I'm not getting on the bus, or I'm going to take the easy way out. You took the hard road to do it. And what an example of hard work and dedication you're showing. So
Appreciate that. Thank you. Like, I mean, shit, they were on the bus with me.
But that's
You
what
know
I'm
what I
saying.
mean?
Like, these families that
Yeah.
you grind together, you do all this together. There's something special about that. Like, everyone sees our family where we're at today. No one saw our family at the beginning when we had nothing. Like, some shit that people don't even know. Like, bro, my wife and I, we had a paper route. We used to deliver the Daily Breeze newspaper. We were mowing lawns as I was building my business. No one knows that. So everybody just thinks we're like silver spoon. So like, when I hear your story, I'm so fucking inspired of what you've done and what you're working so hard to achieve. And I don't know that a lot of people have it in them. Well, look, everybody has it in them, but will they do it like you've done it?
Appreciate that, man.
Yeah. All right, Ryan, what do you want to say?
I don't know.
That was pretty deep, but I mean,
No, it was deep. Well, listen, like, I mean, you guys grinding your ass off. You're grinding your ass off to, give your families a better life and do what you got to do. Is it more, and like you said, people have a choice. They say, oh, fuck, I'm not taking the bus today. I got to take the bus to go train. I'm not going to do it today. You don't give yourself a choice, yes or no. Oh, I'm going to skip training because I used to have to take the bus or whatever that is. It's like, I got to do this. It's what's best for my family. It's what I got to do to, be successful. So would that just be like, it's something you have to do? You didn't give yourself a choice. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Non-negotiables.
Yeah.
Non-negotiables. Like, it has to be that way. Like, I don't want to.
He tells me that every day. He's like, don't give yourself a fucking choice, right? Like,
Uh,
come in the office and I'll get shit done, but like, have your list of shit you're gonna get done today. You don't leave this fucking office. Not at 7 p.m. You're tired. You have the list, non-negotiable. You get this shit done today, type of thing. That's the type of mentality you kind of need to have. So, I can see that in you, and he preaches that shit to me. And I'm getting better. I'm getting better. But that's what's successful. Even when there's tough times and everything, you got to be like that. So I think that's where he's getting at. It's just he sees that in you. It's just like a very proud of you in a sense, a respectful
no,
thing.
listen, I think for me, man, I'm old now, right? So
Yeah, you are.
I
pretty
built my world and all that, and I just think there's so many young people out there that are struggling, whether that's with addiction, mental health, or just straight life problems and issues. And some people just look at, what's all the issues and the problems, and they need to find those solutions. And I think the way you're carrying yourself, you're serving as an example to people, bro, of how you can work hard, stay focused on your dream, and accomplish it.
I appreciate that, man. I mean, your jobs are way harder, right? You're talking about the list of things to do. The cool thing is, like, I don't have to think of the list of things to do. I just know practice is that this time.
You
this
just gotta
time,
listen to Samurai.
That's it. You feel me?
Hey, I don't know if listening to Samurai is the easiest job in the world.
No, definitely not, man. Definitely not. That guy's had a lot of. I mean, there's a lot of people have trained with him, but a lot of people can't stick with that guy. He's very.
I can see that.
Yeah, it's kind of like us three or something special that kind of happened.
Yep.
For a reason. You know, I believe everything happens for a reason. We just got to keep ourselves focused.
Yeah, well, I think Samurai, in my opinion, is the type of guy, like, he's not going to play with your bullshit. You're either all in or you're out.
Yeah.
He's not going to play like that middle ground.
100%. Yeah, there is no middle ground. It's either his way or the highway, you know? And I'm okay with that. You know, sometimes you have to give up that authority or that power to, like, your coach, right? And you know, but you got to be smart too, because there's a lot of BS out there, especially in MMA, right?
Oh,
Bro,
man.
also,
there's
the MMA fucking industry is fucking.
Yeah, there's good gyms, and then there's,
Well,
you
just
know,
all in all, promotions, gym. I mean, however you want to put it, like,
yes, 100%.
it's a shady. There's a lot of shady
Yeah.
shit that goes on, and you know, we try to hold ourselves with integrity, and we're trying to be the new example of the MMA. But since getting into it, you just see a lot of shit. You just hear shit, and you see shit. You're like, damn.
Yeah.
So,
a lot of shady
crazy.
shit and a lot of bitch assness.
No, it's really, really true. And I mean, I think one thing that I think is really cool too is, like, with Up Next, it's like our whole goal is to make people feel special and part of a family, right? Because we believe if we treat them that way, when they get in that cage, they're going to perform for us and for the fans. And I think it's really shown, because Ryan and I will look at and we'll watch some tape on some fighters and we'll see their skill sets, and then they get in that Up Next cage and they're like a whole different fighter on a whole different level. It seems like they're fighting for something bigger.
Yeah.
no, for sure. And when people feel good and they're happy with where they're
Yeah.
at and who they're working with, you're always going to excel at a higher level. Like right when we started UNF, every post we kind of put out there, whatever, we'd say UNF family, because we felt like anyone working with us and should be with us.
Now the other promotions are doing that.
Yeah. But we really did our best to treat everyone kind of like family, right? You're fine with us. We're going to take care of you the best we can. And it's going to be a mutually beneficial, just good relationship. But yeah, so we try to embody that. I think it's also great that it's like a family-owned business. You know, me, my pops, brother, sister, mom, and everyone can kind of come see that. And it's just, it's been good. I feel like everyone's kind of felt that family vibe. And I think that is why a lot of people are fighting so good when they get in the cage with us compared to other promotions, maybe. But I want to switch it up a bit. Maybe after like a big win for you, or you're on top of the world, whatever. What's like the craziest DM you've ever gotten from someone? Is there a funny
you need to
story
be
about a
careful. Your
crazy
daughters
DM?
are in the room right now.
Oh yeah, we've heard some crazy ones, but
Yeah.
After the fight?
well, not even after the fight. But I'm just saying, like, maybe you had a big win and you got some crazy DM, or of all time.
Oh, DM.
Yeah. Good or bad.
Bro, you got to get some incredible
Nice. You know
DMs,
what's
because
funny?
I
My
was
DMs
watching
are-
you in Miami recently, and I'm like, I felt like DMing you, bro. Like,
Oh,
honestly,
shoot.
like, just take
Well,
me along for the ride.
No, I was working security in Miami, so
Is that what was going on?
that was going on.
But
yeah.
I'm telling you, I wanted to be there with you.
it was tight.
Yeah.
Uh,
It looked like a good time.
It looked like it was insane. I mean, like I would never want to throw that much money away for sure. You know what I mean? Like they were.
Dude, those dudes are big ballers.
They were having a
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah.
Every night was a movie. But craziest DM. Honestly, my DMs are dry, man. I get a lot of "you suck," you know,
like just a bunch of haters in the.
Yeah,
in
I
the
get
thing.
like not after a fight, but like I don't know, if I drop a comment on a MMA thing, they're like, "You suck, your record's this, you went so and so in the UFC," and whenever I get any type of troll, like it's my favorite. Like I just like the comment.
So I gotta subscribe to that, right? Because some people, when they give me hate, I get a little like pissed off about it.
Yeah, hey, this
And-
motherfucker gets
Bro, yeah,
wild.
Ryan's had to tell me, like, dude, it's just a Twitter troll. Like, it's just a keyboard warrior. Don't even freaking bother. But no, I'm old school. So if somebody like quote unquote disrespects me or this, I'm getting all worked up over it.
Yeah.
Like, I've had to learn, just like, no, it's not a big deal.
Some of them are like
Dude, you're so good on Instagram. Some of the stuff with you and Ryan Lilly going back and forth, and oh my God, I just love it.
yeah, Ryan. That guy.
Who's your favorite person to go back and forth with? Is it Ryan Lilly?
Yeah, Ryan was funny. Yeah,
Ryan's fun.
Nuts. Ryan's
Yeah.
nuts because like you don't know what's up with that.
Yeah, he is a wild card kind of
He's
guy,
a
right?
he's a nut. Like like with with all that stuff, whatever. Like Ryan's cool too, but
Yeah.
he's a nut. Yeah, he's a nut. You don't know what the hell he's gonna come up with. He's funny.
The IG live him and Romero had it was like,
that
I
was
did not
the
expect
best.
that.
That was the best. That was like a freaked out moment. Like it got a little heated. It got a little heated, but like when you look back at it, it was perfect. Like it was cool.
Yeah.
It made the height that much.
Oh,
cooler.
bro, it was funnier than shit. And you're just looking at the comments, Brazilian Samurai, and everybody going back and forth. Dude, Lily came out hard on that live. Though.
Yeah, no, yeah, it was like it was
I wasn't sure what was going on.
Yeah, no,
Yeah, bro. I hadn't seen that side of him. But the funniest thing is he's telling me in a DM earlier, yeah, I'll do the live if you guys want me to, but we're just going to keep it straight about the fight. I'm like, okay. And then he comes on the live, like just attacking the bully, like, and like,
braided.
like Albert said, you just never know with Ryan.
Oh, he's got the Coolio braids with the glasses on.
oh, dude. I love Ryan, man. Okay. Ryan's one of my favorites too, Ryan. Is that okay?
Javier's pretty fun too, going back.
But like,
and forth,
what's
too.
the point of calling someone a favorite if everyone's your favorite? That's the point I'm getting.
Listen, I think you're calling me out, and I think you're right, but I'm still gonna call everyone my favorite.
That's fine.
I'm still not gonna change.
I just try and get some juicy answers out of you. You know, maybe like a fighter gets mad at you because you call someone else.
Yeah, we got to be careful because there are times fighters do get a little bent at us, like if we don't talk good about them or if we say anything.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Bitch assness. You know what
Yeah,
I'm
dude, I remember one time Ryan's like freaking out over something because there was an athlete's the athlete didn't have Instagram, and so the athlete's dad gets mad at Ryan. Why aren't you promoting my son? Ryan's like on social media. I'm like, he doesn't have Instagram. What do you want me to do?
I wasn't freaking out, but at the event, so the two guys fought, and the guy that didn't have social media at the time, he ended up winning. This is my first time doing commentary too, so I'm in the booth with John and Todd, and having a good time. And this is fun. Second event ever, third event ever. And then I get the headphones off. I start walking towards the cage to give the award to the fighter. He just runs up to me. You should have promoted my son. That's the guy. I'm like, dog, your son didn't come to content day, or he didn't have Instagram. But call me after the event. We'll get a social plan going. We'll get a promo plan going. But it's just funny because you just never know what to expect. But that's why I love fighting too. Like emotions, like when you have a friend that fights, like you're not going to watch him play a basketball game. It's all good. He wins or loses, right? Like your son, your friend, someone fights. You get worked up, man.
When we're talking about that incident at Bully's fight with his fan, like I'm so cool with his fan now. Like the next time we saw each other, it's like, hey brother, like hug each other. It's really kind of cool.
It's different than basketball.
It's ups and downs.
It's different than soccer. You got your loved one, your friend, whoever getting in the cage. Emotions just come up, man. It's something you could do.
It's a fight.
Yeah.
I guess it's something about getting lumped up. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot that goes into it, man.
Yeah.
You could die. You know what I mean? Like that.
This is
Legitimate.
true.
You can die. You can get hit and not know. You know what I mean? And then you don't wake up or die after. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like there's been things like that where guys go home and they go to sleep and then they don't wake up. So it's like you can die. You know what I mean? It is pretty intense. So.
I mean, you guys are modern day gladiators.
That's it. That's
you know what I mean? When you really look at it, you get the blood flowing, everybody pumping. Modern day gladiators, man.
It's pretty
Love
cool,
it.
huh?
Nah.
it's a sick. I see, like my dad said, I wish I had the balls to do it like you guys, but it's a sick job, Like, I mean, it's a journey. It's tough at times, and it is what it is. But when I look at the best fighter in the room, like that's a fucking guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's how I feel. But.
Yeah, you know what? We're talking about a mutual friend of ours, Bash, this morning. I was training. I was actually here this morning, and we were talking about it. And we're talking about how like, fighting or he like tattoos. Sometimes it feels like work,
Yeah.
But then we think about it like, hey man, we're tattooing and we're fighting for a living. Like it's kind of cool. Like to stop complaining about it, get back to work. So it's like that. That's just kind of like it is pretty cool. I'm grateful that I get to do this, right? Because I could be working a regular job. And I don't think I could do that. You feel me? So it worked out.
I think this is what you were born and bred to do.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that. I mean, you're definitely a showman, and I think the fans are just really enjoying it. They want more Albert Morales, bro.
Yeah, we need to get. That's why LA, man.
Let's get this next chapter.
You know what I
written.
think, Pops? Big boss, man.
Oh, here
Everybody
we
calls me
go.
The boss. I have an idea. It might cost a check or something, but
As long as it's coming out of his inheritance money, I don't have
worry.
a problem.
We're going to blow UNF up. I don't think you're inheritance money, whatever.
Okay.
But he did look at the camera and said, Javier Garcia, if we can make that happen, that's what he wants his next fight to be.
Yep.
I think if we get that signed, we should do a press conference to LA.
Listen,
I think that would be very fucking cool.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, no,
You in for that?
Yeah, hell yeah.
dude,
Hey.
I'm all in for that. I think that makes a lot of sense.
That'd be cool.
Two
That'd
of
be
the-
next level.
Two of the biggest names. I think it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, it was my idea.
Look, I'm putting it out in the universe. I want you to get that call.
It's a good idea. Or
Oh.
no? Thank you.
I'm going to put it out in the universe. I want you to get that call to the UFC, right? But if that call's not coming shortly, man, let's try to make that fight. Let's do a press conference. Let's blow it up. Let's make it the biggest show in California's history, bro.
Yeah.
I think that's what we need to do.
We did it last time. Let's do it again.
We keep doing it, baby.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Let's do it again. You know what I mean? And this, he's got a following too. People like him, you know, and
Yeah.
his suits and stuff like that. I don't like the suits, but we could scrap.
Do you want him coming in his mariachi outfit
As
to
long
the...
as this is a new one, those ones are starting to stink already. You feel me? He's got to get some new shit.
Is that in the budget to get Javier a new...
I'll buy him a new suit.
Well,
Up next,
You heard it here first.
Yeah, up next, pay me good last trick. I got you.
Oh, I love it. All right, Albert, what else, man? What else to wrap this thing up? What else can we or should we be talking about? What should the people know about you? Is there anything else we didn't cover?
Thing that we didn't cover. No, man, we talked about a lot of things, man. We talked about who I am, why I fight the way I fight, who's behind me. You know, I'm from Reseda, California. I fight at a Black
shout
House
out
MMA.
Reseda, baby.
You already know. Fight at a Black House MMA, Carlson Gracie team. I came from, I wouldn't say like the toughest background, but I came from, you know, being locked up, thinking that I couldn't do anything. And now I'm a champion for one of the biggest promotions in the world. And I'm working my way to be the biggest champion on the biggest promotion in the world. So if I can do it, you can do it. So, and whatever it is, it doesn't have to be fighting. Just stay down, 10 toes down, stay focused, and the world is yours.
Yeah, no more outro after that. That was fucking amazing.
Oh.
Albert, we love you, brother. Appreciate you coming on today.
Thank you.
That's
the man.
champ.
Let's go.
Awesome.